Happy weekend, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Q&A with Grace and Marty. You might be wondering what you're looking at. This is a map, and there are about 1 billion pins in it. You can see over here too. We started putting pins in all of the places that we have been combined. This is not just Marty. This is Marty and Grace, and I believe several other members of our family are represented with their pins as well. There's a lot, but the reason we have pulled this map up is because a lot of people have asked us where our trip takes place. Obviously, it takes place in the Canadian Rockies, but a lot of people don't know where those are or where specifically in Canada that we went. So, Marty is going to show you.
Thank you, Grace. This being the North American continent, we flew into Seattle, which is covered with black dots because Molly used to live there until just a few weeks ago. We flew into Seattle and we drove up through British Columbia up to the town up here of Jasper, which is a very famous resort town. And it's along the western slope of the Canadian Rockies. So named because it's the Rocky Mountains in Canada. As we went across the continental divide around Jasper. Jasper's kind of right on the verge, both of British Columbia and Alberta, Canada. And it's also where the highest peaks run through the Canadian West. So we moved over to the eastern slope and drove down what's called the Icefields Parkway, actually. So named because it runs along the Athabasca Glacier, which is about a 100-mile stretch of just gorgeous territory and glaciers and ice fields and everything. We came down, essentially down to the town of Banff, which is, of course, another well-known ski resort area. And Banff is just to the east of Yoho National Park, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous park. And that's where some of the major incidents in the book took place, in Yoho Park, Emerald Lake, near Golden and Field. We came out of Banff after a short stay in the town and went over to Calgary, which is about in this area right about here. Spent a couple days in Calgary. Then we drove down into Glacier. There's actually a Glacier Park, Canada, and a Glacier Park in Montana, right in this area right here. And the United States Rockies come right through here, and of course, then head up into Canada. So this area, in the Montana area, is not quite as high as the Colorado Rockies, but you really can't tell the difference when you're in them because they're still so massive and just really gorgeous, and actually probably have more ice and glaciers in Glacier Park, hence the name Glacier Park. And we finished our trip by crossing over, the world's getting tilted here on us, crossing over the Continental Divide in Glacier Park, coming down the west side down through Idaho into the town of Spokane, which we drove through at rush hour, and we went all the way back to Seattle then and spent the night near the Seattle airport and flew back to, as it turns out, the original destination was Charlotte. Not necessarily the final destination. Anyway, that's pretty roughly where the trip took place. And it does seem that folks who have been there, as they read the book, can really relate to the beauty of the area, the remoteness of the area. Not so much the heat, because frequently it's not hot at all up there. In fact, when we were there, one of the hottest summers kind of in recorded history. But beautiful area, and we've actually have had more than one person comment to me that having read the story and read the book and the descriptions, they're going to go visit that part of the country, and I think we're probably making a return visit ourselves maybe in the next year or two. So that's it for this weekend. Grace, anything you want to add?
Yes, I think this was very helpful because if you are geographically challenged like I am, then you would have had no idea where Jasper or Banff or any of those beautiful places are. So that was probably helpful to a lot of people who've always really just kind of wondered, where exactly did that trip take place? So now,
and we will mention at the beginning of the book, we have a close-up version of this, and we show you the exact route with some of the little icons to show some of the more major events along the way, including little bears.
What color dot are you on this map?
Here's the legend here. I'm the black dot.
There you go. You're the black, and I'm the white. So I'm just going to do a scan of this. If anybody was interested in all the black and white pins. Whee! There's a lot of pins in Europe.
Spent some time in Europe.
And there's one in Iraq.
2 in Jordan.
And let's see.
A few of them in India.
There's India. Oh, Mongolia. Oh, Korea's.
Head down to New Zealand there and Australia.
There we go.
Need to get to the Antarctic though, so that's still on our to-do list.
There we go. All right, everyone.
See you next week.
Next week.
As Grace just pointed out, we have a map of the world here. Now, it's a little misrepresentative because we've known for years that the world is not actually flat. It was discovered several hundred years ago that it actually is more globular, like this here, Grace. Searching Idaho for some assistance, and then we came out of Idaho into the town of, what's the town over there in eastern, I know the name of it, it's on the tip of my tongue. Let me see if I can find it up here. Spokane, there you go.